We are at College Cyclery in Sacramento, California, home of the best bike shop here in most northern Cali. I'd say, yeah, it's been here for quite a while. This building's been here for, I think, over 100 years. It's been a bike shop for what, like 35, 40 years? What was Mike T saying?
Yeah.
So why are you here? What's the why is this a place you like to hang out?
Well, I just recently got into cycling a lot, and it's just great cross training. It keeps me out of the gym. It's wonderful for my aerobic and anaerobic exercise.
Okay, and who's this in your lap?
This is Broadway. I actually rescued him while I was on a bike here, and his name's Broadway because it was off of Broadway here in Sacramento. He was in the middle of the road. He was just a kitten. He was like 4 weeks old, and these girls were trying to throw him in a box to get him out of the middle of the road. And I saw it when I was on my bike, and I drove up and helped him get to the side of the road, and he didn't have any, luckily he didn't have any like broken bones or anything. He was just a kitten. He likes to play. Watch, he's gonna nab my arm.
So,
But I named him Broadway because we found him on Broadway.
yeah.
And I was like, what are you gonna do with him? And they're like, we're just gonna call animal control. And I was like, well, how long is that gonna take? They're like, probably a couple hours. I'm like, well, I can take him if you want. And I was on my bike. And they're like, oh, where are you gonna put him? And I had a little kit on me, and I had a pocket in the back of the kit, and I put him in the pocket, and he stayed there. He stayed there for about 2 miles, and then crawled up to the space between my neck and my back, and stayed there for the rest of the ride, which was like an hour and a half.
And you still take him out on rides, right?
I still take him on rides.
He's not getting too big?
He's getting more curious, so he does kind of his eyes start to wander, and he wants to get off the bike, but for the most part he stays pretty happy on the bike.
I was going to ask if you worry that one day he's just going to like be gone. He's going to take off. Like, are you free?
I think he seems pretty happy to me. I mean, he's got everything he wants here. I feed him pretty well. He's only 3 months old. Look at him. He's only 3 months old. Look how big he's gotten. Huge. And he's happy. I'm fighting August 7th.
Who are you fighting?
Your friend.
Who?
What's his name?
You don't know his name? Cris Lencioni.
There you go.
So there's been like a lot of back and forth between you guys for some time. How did it get to this point?
Well, he kept saying, I want a gi match, I want a gi match. And I was like, well, I would happily do something pretty much with my eyes closed, tied behind my back. That's as easy as it can get. I mean, I've been doing jiu-jitsu. I was on the world team of doing jiu-jitsu for as long as I can remember. And I'm like, I could submit this guy with 2 hands tied behind my back. I don't even need to think about it. And he's like, I want a gi match with AJ. I want a gi match. And he did the interview with you. I heard him going off on it. Broadway!
So, and I know you always said you wanted to fight and you wanted a rematch, so why?
Yeah, so then he's like, when he found out that I was like super keen on doing a gi match, I called Chael up. I'm like, you got a show when? And he's like, the next day. And I was like, I'll drive up to Portland right now and go choke this fool. And he quickly retracted that statement. He's like, no, I don't want a gi match. I want to fight. And this was at the time that Corona was just happening, and everything was getting all weird. And I'm like, I don't know if you know this, dude. There's a whole global pandemic going on. Bellator's not having any fights, so you want to avoid the match. Sure, whatever floats your boat. And he's like, I want to fight. And I call Chael up. I'm like, Chael, why is this purple belt, one, calling me for a match, and two, like, so eager and thirsty for a fight with me? And he's like, well, he's not. He's like, AJ, he's not a purple belt. I'm pretty sure he's a brown belt. And I'm like, who gave him his brown belt? I couldn't believe it. So here we are now. We want to fight.
So did Bellator reach out?
And it's not even that I want to fight. I mean, I was more than happy to give him a lesson in jiu-jitsu, a free lesson in jiu-jitsu that he would have walked away with probably some show money on. And now he wants to fight me. Well, Bellator reached out to me about they've been in limbo stage with everything that's going on with Corona. Everybody's been really dealing with this global pandemic, in more ways than one. So I'm glad that they called me up and asked me if I could be on their show, and they let me know that they were handling protocol and going through all the means necessary to ensure a safe, corona-free environment, and that's really important. I know it's going to be in a different location, so I'll have to travel there. I have to go through all the precautionaries and all the protocol, the new protocol for a fight. Which, I mean, fighting is already it's very demanding. So with this added variable, it can add to it, certainly.
Have you gotten a coronavirus test yet?
I have not been coronavirus tested. I've been kind of just really in solitary confinement for the last 3 or 4 months, just training and limited to human contact. If I do go out, I'm very cautious with that, and I think there's a lot that we don't know. So it's just taking those necessary precautions to ensure a healthy environment no matter where we're at. And if I have to travel, I'm like you said, I consider myself a well-traveled man. I know I'm not nearly as old as others, but I've been to probably 35 countries, more cities than I can count, 6 of the 7 continents. I've done a lot of traveling. There was 3 years in a row where I put in over 150,000 miles on the airplane. So I think in terms of just going through that process, it's more, it's not as uneasy as it might be for some others, but with this added element, or with this added looming thing to deal with, it's tough for sure.
So I heard from Michael Chandler, who I guess is fighting on the same card as you. He gets to take a test before he leaves, takes the test when he gets there, and then has to be quarantined. Is that what you've heard too, or are you still waiting for all that information?
Yeah, it seems about right in terms of what's going to ensure a safe environment for everyone that's involved, because you don't want to come back after the event and then somebody be tested positive for it, and then worst case scenario end up losing their life because of it. So I think Bellator is really professional, and they've been doing their diligence, which is why we haven't seen a show in so long. Finally we get to see one, and they jump through all the hoops that they need to do in order to get it going, and like I said, I'm freaking I'm stoked to be a part of it.
When do you have to fly out there?
Probably a week before I fight. Something like that.
And tomorrow's your birthday.
Tomorrow?
Right?
Is it? What's today?
23rd?
26th.
Your birthday's the 26th?
Yeah.
24th.
26.
Co-star live.
Did it? Co-star.
So how are you gonna celebrate your birthday? I know it's like you're in a fight camp and Corona, so it's probably not gonna be how would you celebrate your birthday if there was no Corona, no fight camp?
Probably the same whether I had a fight or didn't have a fight.
So how would you celebrate? How are you gonna celebrate?
Well, I share a birthday with my sister. We're not twins. We're exactly a year apart. Yeah, and so she's older. So it's always kind of been, a bit weird growing up, just sharing birthdays. I've never really put a big importance on it, just because it's not like my day. It's like me and my sister's day, which is cool. I don't know. I don't really like go to a restaurant and get a hat and take a bunch of pictures. A cool birthday to me would be like jumping on a bike and clocking 100 miles, doing a century ride in honor. A friend of mine, he just turned 55, and in honor of his birthday, he did 55 minutes non-stop training on the mats, one with people rotating in and out for an entire 55 minutes. I thought that was, he did it for his 50th birthday, and then he did it again for his 55th. I thought that was really cool. I mean, not only to be doing jiu-jitsu at 55 years old, but to do it. His name's Rich Travis. He was our first black belt out of Clearwater, Florida. But to be not even rolling and training at 55 years old, but to do a straight round 55 minutes with people rotating in and out on you, I think that's badass. So if I could do something, maybe I'll go on a ride. I'll go do a century ride at 100 miles. We'll see. It's Sunday, so I know you're a Virgo, right? Yeah. So Virgo is August, September. Tail end of August, right? Yeah. And so we're approaching Leo season. When is my opponent's birthday? That'd be interesting to know. He strikes. Well, he's a bit. The thing with Leos are they're fundamentally bold and proud, but sometimes that can take an odd route. Yeah, sometimes, but he kind of strikes me as his persona, the way he carries himself, is a bit dramatic and over the top, exaggerates a lot. I would peg him as probably a Leo. So then, if that's the case, I'm not saying it is because I don't know. He could be something like a Pisces or full of life, Sagittarius, and so it could be. Like I said, I don't know, but if he is, if my inclination is right, I think he is what I think he is. It could be a battle of the Leos.
So that's what I was going to ask.
Which is a clash.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I don't want you to reveal your game plan, but like, do you believe that he's going to try and submit you because he has like a point to prove? Do you think he's going to try and knock you out because he has a point? Like, what do you think he's thinking?
As far as game plan goes, it's always what it is. It's identify the weaknesses or inadequacies of my opponent and use them as a weapon to destroy them. He's from what I've seen, he's intelligent, maybe a little bit too smart for his own good. So it might work. It might work against him, and he's a bit like I said. He exaggerates. He's over the top, kind of like a roll your eye kind of person. Like okay, he's coming. Here we go. So
he tweeted that he beat you in submission underground. So explain that to people who maybe read it and thought he actually beat you in submission.
What do you want me to explain?
Explain to people what you were why that tweet is weird. Why is that tweet not correct?
Why is what he tweeted not correct? Well, it never happened. We never had a match. Like I said, he wanted a gi match, but as soon as he heard me say, when and where, I'm on my way, he quickly retracted that statement. He's like, I don't want to fight him. I don't want a gi match. I want to fight. I'm like, all right, bud. Well, careful what you wish for.